Hello from the Academic Success Center. So, today we're going to do a review of how to search for classes, especially when certain classes are waitlisted and there are additional sections available. Today we're going to use English 102 as an example when looking at this process, specifically because English 102 for first year students is a required course. And a lot of the times when you're looking courses up specifically in your degree audit, it will only show about the first 7 to 10 sections when you're reviewing everything. So when you're searching for classes, a lot of the times you're really going to want to use our big search for classes feature. So when you log on to self-service, you're going to want to use search for classes. Click on that button, and then you'll come to the page that says search for courses and course sections. This is for day students. If you use the drop-down menu, and make sure it has the advanced search on. There's a drop-down menu. For this example, we're going to use spring 2025 as that's the current semester we're looking at registering for. We'll make sure that that is selected. And then with the drop-down menu under courses and sections with subject, you're going to scroll down and look for English, which is an EN prefix. Where it says course number, we're going to look up 102. Further down, you'll see the academic level drop-down menu. You're going to want to use that and make sure undergraduate regular is toggled. Then you will hit the search button. So everything that is going to be offered in the spring 2025 semester can be viewed here. But you see how some of these initial sections like O1, O2, all the way kind of through, it looks like 15 at this point, you're going to see that they are waitlisted. Since, in particular, English 102 is a course that is that students are required to take in the spring, since it's consecutive with English 101, you're really going to want to find an open section of college writing too. To do this, use your filter on the left-hand side and make sure open sections only is toggled on. So you see how it says there are 17 open sections? You're going to want to look at these sections and add one in that fits into your schedule. So just like with searching for classes in general, you can see here the meeting times are listed, how the availability and how many seats. So we're going to use English 102 section 27 as an example. So I can see here that it meets Monday, Wednesday, 2 to 3:15. I can see who the instructor is, and where it says availability, that is going to indicate how many seats are available, how many students have registered for the course, how many total seats are expected to be filled in the class, and how many students are on the wait list. So 18 is the amount of seats that are available. There are 2 people currently registered for this course. There are a total of 20 seats available in this class overall. And then there are 0 people waitlisted. Particularly with English 102, you don't want to be on a wait list because there are plenty enough options. Sometimes we do need to compromise and we sometimes need to take those 8:30 a.m. classes. But that's okay. So if I want to take this course, just like adding it to my online shopping cart, we hit add. You can see here where it says take EN 101 must be completed prior to taking to this course. So this means you need a passing grade in EN 101 in order to progress to EN 102. You hit add section, and that should add it to your plan. You'll see a green notification up here that says EN 102-27 has been added to the plan on the schedule. So in light of that, we're going to use the menu on the left-hand side of the screen. We're going to use the drop-down with academics, drop down into student planning, hit plan and schedule. So we see how there is a fall 2024 semester here. Make sure you use that right arrow and toggle on to be able to see your spring 2025 plan. So you can see here how there is how English 102 shows up on my schedule. So you can see that it's on Monday, Wednesday from 2 to 3:15. I can also see all of the information here as well, including the meeting information, who's teaching it, and how many seats are available. Remember how we said that there were 18 seats available? There we go. So when you view others, when you're using this particular filter on the left-hand side with the menu, when you have other sections, you're going to see that there are 6 pages of sections. So if you wanted to add something else, so for example, how all of these are grayed out, it means this section has a wait list. And how it says at the top, this section has a wait list. You don't want a wait list for EN 102. So if I add this, or I go to click on it, it says this section has a wait list, and it already has 0 seats, 20 people register for it, 20 seats total, and then 4 people waitlisted. We don't want to do that. We want to find a particular section that is currently open. So if you're using this tool and you want to view other sections, my suggestion would be to just go to the last page and it will tell you what's available. So for example, if I toggle on over and I'm looking for another one, you see how it shows up in blue? And then where it says it does not, where it's just the course listing and it doesn't say this section has a wait list, that's what we're looking for. So if I wanted to also add EN 102 section 25, it shows up the same way as it would if I was adding it from the big search function. Add section, and then I can choose. So if I'm like, that 2 p.m. is a little bit too late for me, I have to go to work, then I can just remove that, and then I can hit register. I hope you found this helpful. If you have any questions, feel free to reach out to the Academic Success Center. Enjoy your day.